Join me for days 5 and 6 on my Virgin Voyages cruise aboard the Resilient Lady, where we'll have a sea day and lounge by the pool, play some drunken Mexican bingo, and have a ball in our own private karaoke room. And on the last day, we visit the beautiful French Caribbean island of Martinique, where we had quite the adventure and almost didn't make it back to the ship on time.
Good morning. It's day 4 of my 7-night cruise, and I want to start off by saying I can't believe that I'm letting strangers on the internet see me like this. But I had a time last night, is all I can say. So I slept in this morning and I ordered room service, and I wanted to show you guys and myself for the first time what room service on Virgin Voyages looks like and tastes like. Is it going to be any good? So let's open it up together. So this is how it comes. Let's open it up. So we got it all open out of the bag. Glad I figured out that it unzipped before I spilled all of my food. My breakfast is in these little stackable containers. Ooh. What's that? Oh, that's sugar and ketchup. Oh, ketchup for potatoes. That's a nice touch. Ooh. And then I ordered some banana bread and a chocolate croissant. May eat it now, may save it for later, but they both sounded great. All right. Well, let me cover this one back up. And then they also have in the room, they have this tray, which I thought would be perfect. I don't know if that's what it's for. Move over, Kindle. Well, I guess I can put that on there too. Perfect to put my breakfast on and take it out there on the balcony. I think that'll be a really nice way to start my late morning today. Oh, this is a pretty perfect view. Not a bad way to start your morning.
After breakfast, I headed to hang out at the pool because one of the solos had snagged one of the prized beds by the pool. It was also right by the bar, so a few of us met up to hang out. I didn't start filming right away, so I'm going to go ahead and skip to lunch, where we got up and headed to the pizza place to grab a few pizzas to go to bring back to the pool to enjoy. You can find the pizza place on Deck 7, and like all the other eateries on board Virgin Voyage ships, it is complimentary. There's a nice area to sit and eat inside, and there's also an outside area if you'd rather be out in the fresh air and enjoy the ocean views. Back at the pool, we had plenty of room to spread out and enjoy our pizza fest while we soaked up another hour or so of sun.
Okay, so I'm trying the pizza from the pizzeria for the first time, and it's pretty tasty. I don't know if it's the best pizza, but maybe second best. I think Princess might have been better, but this is really good. It's really salty. It's really good. The crust is really good. So I'm going to give it a solid A- for Virgin's Pizza. Tell me in the comments, guys, what line do you think has the best pizza at sea?
So, spoiler alert, this was the last of the relaxing that I was going to have on this particular sea day. So let's go see what was next.
Now I'm on my way to play Lotteria Gigante. I have no idea what it is. Maybe some kind of Mexican bingo, I think. And we get to make a drink. So I'm going to take you guys along with me.
Lotteria Gigante was held at Pink Agave, my favorite elevated Mexican restaurant. And I knew I was in trouble when I walked in and saw these margarita glasses lined up. You guys know I love a good margarita, but we have had a lot of alcohol on this cruise, and this is not my norm. And it was really early in the afternoon to start drinking, but anything for my new solo friends. Let's go see what this game's all about. So we got to the tables with our margarita and we saw these cool little unusual bingo cards along with some nut mix and some plastic bottle caps.
And
I am Verena, I'm the artist.
Yes, and we're here for Loteria. Anyone new to Loteria? Wow, a lot of hands. Beautiful. All right, has anyone played bingo before? Yeah, so it's very similar to bingo, all right? But as you can see, what you have in your table is called la tabla, which looks something like this. Yeah? So instead of numbers like bingo, you have pictures on them. Yeah, and they're really cute and very unhinged. Yeah? So,
Like me?
yeah, like us. We're gonna get very unhinged today here in Loteria, all right? But Virgin Voyage, adult cruise ship, you're right. All right, so instead of calling numbers, we're gonna call those pictures. And then on your table, you have something called bitcoins or bottle caps. So that's what you're gonna use to mark down the cards that we call, all right? And you don't get a free space like bingo here. So we use all the spaces, all right? Cool, yeah. Has anyone seen Finding Nemo? Yeah, do we know where he is? He's in the galley in El Suchi. Yes, El Suchi. Aww. Well, you eat him every day, so. Next one, I really don't know her because I don't have her. It's La Thigh Gap. For the space in between your legs. La Thigh Gap. For a skeleton. All right. If you don't have health insurance, you have El Healing Crystal. Cassie.
So after each round, you go and get another drink, and apparently they're giving you tequila shots. Just keep in mind it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
After several rounds of Mexican bingo, everybody was feeling pretty good. And if you don't believe me, just look at the aftermath here. That's quite a lot of shot glasses for 3:30 in the afternoon. Now to find something to do next.
Hey, where are we going? What time does it start?
4 o'clock.
What time does karaoke start? 4 o'clock.
So although karaoke on the ship did start at 4 o'clock, I remembered on my second day exploring the ship, I found these private karaoke rooms. So, change of plans.
I need to know now because my loneliness is killing me.
And
I must confess, I still believe. When I'm not with you, I lose my mind. Give me a sign. Hit me, baby, one more time. Tell me something, boy.
I love it.
Aren't you tired trying to fill that void? Or do you need more? Ain't it hard keeping it so hardcore? I'm falling. I know that I can't take no more. It ain't no lie. I wanna see you out that door, baby. Bye bye bye. Caroline, the times never seem so good, so good, so good.
Okay, that's enough of that. I think you get the picture. We were having a great time. And now it's time for a show called Lola's Library. This was a fantastic, very original type show, unlike anything else I had ever seen on any other cruise line. But unfortunately, it started at 11 o'clock. And after the day that I had, I struggled to keep my eyes open during the show. I would definitely go back and see this again on another cruise and just make sure I was a little fresher when I went in to see it. Well, that was a wrap for day 5. I was exhausted. Day 6 was definitely gonna call for a change of plans because I am way too old to be night drinking followed by day drinking.
Good morning from Fort de France, Martinique. So I had an excursion booked for today, but I don't think that I'm gonna make it. I'm super tired. The excursion is 5 hours long. It doesn't serve lunch. I slept in a little late and I have like 20 minutes to get to the meeting spot if I'm gonna go. And I haven't had breakfast or coffee. So, and plus it's rhythm, drums, and rum. And honestly, I don't want to be near a rum factory or a rum tasting today. You know, you can tell I have no voice because I have whooped it up for like 3 nights in a row. I didn't last night, you know, but we did, well, I had whooped it up in the middle of the day because I didn't know that the Lotteria was going to be quite like that. It was basically one big long drinking game in the middle of the afternoon. So I'm just not up for a rum tasting and being out in the heat or on a bus or whatever for 5 hours. I don't think I can do it. We shall see. If I don't do it, I don't know what I'm going to do today. It's all up in the air. So come along on the adventure or non-adventure with me, and let's see what Fort de France has to offer us today.
A little breakfast with a view before I decide how to spend the day in Fort de France.
So you notice I changed clothes thanks to the solo program. I just hooked up with another solo traveler and we are gonna go check out the beach. Apparently you can take a ferry. Oh yeah, you're gonna be like 5 people are gonna watch this, dude. Pause. Anyways, you can take a ferry to the beach and a ferry ride's always a good time. So let's go check it out.
Fort de France is the capital of the Caribbean island of Martinique, which is a French overseas territory. It's known for its colonial architecture, ornate iron balconies, tropical flowers, and beaches. French is the official language here, but Creole is also widely spoken. We had decided on going to a beach called Anse Mitan. So we walked over to the pickup spot, but we were really unsure as to how to get a ticket. Did we wait for the ferry or did we need to get one from a booth?
Okay, so you do have to buy your tickets for the ferry at this stand I'm going to show you before you get on the ferry. It's very difficult to get accurate information at this port. I'm going to just give you a heads up. So I'll tell you guys everything I learned along the way.
I also highly recommend downloading Google Translate on your phone because not a lot of people speak English here. So at this ticket booth there are pickup times, but heads up, don't pay a lot of attention to that. Make sure you're there early because they kind of go by their own schedule.
Also, I did say no alcohol today, but I'm already frustrated, so we just got a mojito and a rum punch. And since it's like a little over an hour before we need to be back for the ferry, I'm going to try to catch one of these cute tuk-tuks and go see the cathedral.
This tuk-tuk ride was only $10 both ways, and he would wait for us for anywhere we wanted to stop off and see. But we really only had time just to go see the cathedral. And this was the perfect choice to spend the hour that we had to wait, and it lifted my mood considerably. This is the St. Louis Catholic Cathedral. Construction began on this in the mid-17th century and it opened in 1657. But due to natural disasters, several of them, over 6 structures were built on this site. The final one being completed in 1895, and this time built with an iron frame to withstand any further such events. check out the reflection of the cathedral and the building straight in front of us. I thought that was the coolest thing. We made it back to the ferry stop about 20 minutes early, and as you can see, the ferry was almost full when we got there. So, like I said, don't pay too close attention to the times that they tell you. Get there plenty early. It was only about a 15-minute, very pleasant ferry ride to the beach. I was very happy with the look and the feel of this beach. The weather was perfect that day. The beach was unpretentious, not that crowded, very calm, peaceful, and quiet, even with the amount of people that were there. It was just a very chill vibe. So we headed to get some lunch before we found our spot on the beach. We chose a seafood place called Barracuda, and they did have an English menu posted on a board right outside, but the menus that they hand out at the tables are in French, so this is where Google Translate really comes in handy. I got some shrimp fritters and salad for an appetizer and a local beer, and it was really good. Fish and fries for the main, and it was equally as good. Everything was fresh and seasoned perfectly, and now we were ready to go find our spot in the sand. After enjoying our couple of hours in the sand and the water, we headed back to catch the ferry, only to find that it was full. And there were several of us left out, and the next ferry wasn't coming for at least an hour. And all aboard time was in just a couple of hours, and this made us really nervous. At this point, we had no idea what we should do, so we just started following these other people who had heard that there was another ferry that was coming in a few minutes on the other side of the island. But there were so many people going, what if that ferry was full? We weren't sure exactly what we should do. We decided to break away from the crowd, and we stopped in at a hotel to see if maybe someone could call us a taxi.
Okay. So the last ferry was full. There wasn't enough room for us and lots of other people. They said that another ferry is coming back like in an hour, but that's going to barely get us back to the ship at all aboard time, and that's if it's not full. We walked down around the block to a hotel, and they called a taxi. The taxi wasn't going to get here until 4:30, and it was going to cost us 50 euros, and they couldn't guarantee that we would get back to the port in time. So we're in a conundrum. I think it's an adventure, but my new solo friend is scared. He's panicking, and I'm like, it's an adventure. Yeah. So we're just basically going to walk back to the port and wait and hope we get a spot. So wish us luck.
Since most everyone had walked trying to find the other ferry, there weren't that many people here still waiting, so I felt like we had made the right choice. Now to just hope that this ferry could get us back before all aboard time. And we made the right decision. We got the last seats on the boat. I don't know what all these other people did. I hope they made it back to wherever they needed to be in time and didn't get left behind. hallelujah, praise the Lord, we weren't pure runners after all. We made it back safe and sound with plenty of time. Tonight's dinner reservation was at Gun Bay. 6 of us solos had secured a table at the Korean barbecue spot. This would be my first time ever having Korean barbecue, and I was really excited for the experience. They seat 8 people at each table, so if there's only 2 in your party, you are seated with 6 strangers. This is a great way to meet people on board.
So for those of you just first time in Gambia, I will explain a little bit about the menu. We have 3 pages of menu. The first one we call them small bite, appetizer, starter. I strongly recommend on this page, we have 3 of them in the bottom. The first one we call dengue jong, whatever, crispy chicken. It's a deep fried chicken we serve with sweet and Korean spicy sauce. Very nice. Second course, I recommend the ham or pajon, seafood pancake. This pancake they make from shrimp, squid, bell pepper and scallion. They make nice pancake with seafood. And last one, I recommend the hot bar, seafood corn dog. Combination of seafood, they blend it, they make nice corn dog with some spicy mayo sauce. 3 starters, everybody must try. On second page, we have rice and noodle. The first one we call them bibimbap. It's a steamed white rice. They come with some vegetable and rice, vegetable and the egg. And we serve with gochujang sauce. I will toast it right here. Look at me. How much spicy you like it for your rice. Second course we have japchae, vermicelli noodle. This noodle they made from sweet potato, stir fried with some vegetable, bell pepper, mushroom, spinach, and then finish with chopped egg roll. This is like a noodle salad. It's cold noodle. Last one, we have one soup. We call them kimchi jjigae, hot and spicy soup. They make from kimchi, tofu, and pork belly. They have pork there. And the last one, our main course, our grill. Our cook, I will grill for you, and then we serve. Following your order, the first course we have vegetable platter, combination of mushroom, chicken, eggplant. Second course we have seafood platter, combination of shrimp, squid, octopus. Third one we have kaldu, marinated dog sliced short rib. Last one we have chef combo, combination of shrimp, kalbi and bacon. And our dessert we have mango and matcha ice cream.
I think I got full just listening to him tell us all the different courses and food that they would be serving throughout this dinner. And of course we had to try the K-pop disco water drinks. That's the drinks in the little silver disco balls there. It's made up of grapefruit, watermelon juice, and pop rocks. It's not the best drink in the world. It's more of a novelty, but it was fun. And this was a seafood pancake. And in the spirit of trying new things, I just pretended like it didn't have any squid or octopus in it. And it was actually pretty good. Oh, gross.
Shake it around so it's moving. It's still moving. Don't move anymore.
And as if we hadn't eaten enough, then they brought out this mango soft serve with this caramel and nut topping. I only took 1 bite though because the solos insisted that we go have ice cream after this decadent meal. So next stop was Lick Me Till Ice Cream. Only on Virgin can you have an ice cream shop named that. And it was so good. And then we were off to play games at the social club. After shuffleboard, it was a little Cards Against Humanity. This was a short-lived game though because they kind of interrupted our space with karaoke that we didn't know was happening, but it just added to the fun of the night. And my friend Josh made sure he took advantage of this opportunity to serenade the resident drag queen, Karaoke.
Let's say Kara.
All right,
day 6 is a wrap. It was another great day. We went to Martinique. We almost didn't make it back to the boat. We got here in plenty of time, but as I showed you, the ferry situation was, it wasn't that reliable, okay? So the ferry that we ended up getting on actually came 15 minutes early. So if we had not been sitting right there waiting for it, we would have missed it because we took the last 2 available seats on that ferry. And had we not gotten it, then the soonest that a taxi driver was able to come and pick us up and take us across the island was like an hour wait, and there was no guarantee with traffic that the taxi would have been able to get us to the ship on time. So that's something to keep in mind. You might want to make sure that you have plenty of time available to get back to the ship, because the ferries seem to run on their own time schedule. And it was very confusing even figuring out what ferry to get on. So there was that. But all in all, we had a beautiful day. I loved the beach there in Martinique. Even though there were quite a few people, it was very peaceful and very relaxed. The sun wasn't out too harshly, so we were able to just use our towels from the ship and sit on the sand and get in the water, which was beautiful, calm, the perfect temperature. There were plenty of restaurants and bars along the beach. It was just kind of a perfect day. But the port there is a bit confusing, and there weren't a whole lot of people that spoke English. We did encounter some. Our tuk-tuk driver spoke English and was very friendly and very helpful, but none of the people at the restaurant that we went to spoke English, so we used Google Translate. I was just glad that my phone was working for Google Translate, and knowing a couple of French words like merci beaucoup. That's not right. That sounded so bad. Merci beaucoup. They were probably rolling their eyes when I said thank you, but I was trying, and we is yes. So those were the 2 words that I used, and that was the effort that I was able to put forth. And everything worked out great. Today was actually one of my favorite port days. It was just very, very relaxing and kind of adventurous, almost missing the ferry. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't have been so adventurous if we hadn't made it back on the boat, because I did not have my passport. The friend that went with me did bring his passport, so things might have been a little bit easier for him. I did take a picture of my passport, but I don't know like what benefit that really has to you to have a picture of your passport. I've heard other vloggers say that it helps expedite the process, but I don't know that. I don't have firsthand experience or knowledge of that. Another great day on Virgin Voyages, Resilient Lady. Gun Bay was excellent. That was my first Korean barbecue experience, and the drinking game was so fun. I won. Actually, I tied with one of my fellow solo travelers, Michael. Shout out to Michael. But it was a really good time, and we met some new people at Gun Bay because they seat 8 people at a table, and there were only 6 of us that had a reservation that night. So that's another good suggestion, is if you're wanting to meet new people, maybe make a reservation at Gun Bay for your first night or your second night, and meet some really cool people that you can hang out with for the rest of the cruise. You never know. We really hit it off with the couple that we met, and we exchanged numbers on WhatsApp, and they wanted to meet up with us to play games later. And the social club was really fun. We started playing a game of Cards Against Humanity, which I had never played before, and it was a hoot. But, you know, we had only been playing for about 15 or 20 minutes, and then they started karaoke there. We were unaware that they were having karaoke there, but it just helped us continue the good time and the festive atmosphere, and I'm just loving this experience. I do have a cruise booked on NCL, which is also known for their excellent solo program. In August, I am going to Norway and Iceland. So I'm really curious to see how Norwegian's solo program stacks up against Virgin. This is going to be a hard one to beat, you guys. We've already planned a reunion cruise for next year. Anyways, day 6 has been a raging success, and tomorrow we will be at St. Kitts. A lot of us are meeting up and just gonna have a beach day tomorrow. It's gonna be sad to see this cruise and this whole experience end. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell, because you won't want to miss how the last day of this cruise turns out. And also, you'll get to hear my completely honest and full review of this Virgin Voyages Resilient Lady cruise. Until next time, as always, y'all, happy cruising.